Well, well, well. It's 2024 and West Ham still don't have a win, mate. Absolute massacre. Listen, I thought it was going to be 4-5s anyway, but that's not an excuse. I'm not going to sit here and use that typical Arsenal can do that to anyone. When you're at home, it shouldn't be like that. No. I'm not going to play the intro music. We'll just go straight into it, mate. If anything that could have happened. Declan Rice scored against us, conceded 6 goals. What do we have? 1 shot, 2 shots on target maximum?
One shot on target that came in about the 83rd minute of the game at home. Home. We had 6 touches in the opposition box.
A refusal to play a proper left winger in Cornet. I'm just lost, mate. Honestly, how anyone, if anyone is watching this, can sit there and defend David Moyes. I'm sorry, certain people sit on the fence and go, oh, people are entitled to their own opinion. Please tell me, mate. Please tell me, is there anything that keeps David Moyes at this club beyond this season? It's horrendous. No. I'm done.
No. And if anything, I mean, first of all, absolutely embarrassing performance. The team just absolutely surrendered. It was shocking. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Mate, I just see that as well. Go on.
Absolutely right from Andy there. That is literally how we play every week, mate. I had people texting me during the game saying, "Oh my God, look, I just seen the score. What's going on?" It's like we expected this. This has been coming for ages. We've been playing this bad and getting away with it for such a long time. Such a long time. We have no attacking intent. We had 2 attacking players on the pitch. Like you said, mate, we're playing Ben Johnson at left wing. Our reserve right back is playing in front of Cornet, who we stopped from going on loan to Palace. Why did we prevent him going out on loan? And
go on, mate.
If you're Cornet, if you're Maxwell Cornet, right? You thought, okay, I'm getting a loan move to Palace. I'll get some game time. It hasn't gone great at West Ham. This is a new chance. We say, nah, we're blocking that. You're not allowed to go. And then you're sitting on the bench. And he didn't even come on. He brought on Aaron Cresswell. Oh, man.
But the thing with Johnson, mate, I'm not going to dig Johnson out because I think Johnson's played quite well in the games he's played.
He has, but that's not. That's not the point. It's absolutely
you,
unbelievable.
Mate, when you're 5-6-0 down, why not bring some kids on and try something? We're not gonna come back and draw 5-5. So why not go? Do you know what? We'll try some kids, or actually, let's try a pressing game. So even if we do concede goals, we can try something different, ready for the next game. All this guy was thinking was, God, Jesus Christ, no more goals.
Mate, David Moyes, we lost 6-0. David Moyes' substitutions today was a left back, a defensive midfielder, and a centre back. That was his substitutions. We lost 6-0. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. I mean, the one positive from this, if you want to take any positive at all, is that if there was a contract on the table for David Moyes, that's ripped up. That's gone.
But then I'll put this to you, mate. That I know we spoke about it sort of in our own chat, but it's like next 5 games are more favourable, should I say? And I know you said, where's the next win going? What if he goes and puts 3 wins in out of 5? Then that contract's back on the table, mate. And that's the problem.
I just don't. I mean, listen, maybe, but I just can't see it, mate. You look at the fixtures, and I just do not see where's the win coming from. We've got no creativity in the team without Paqueta. None. Absolutely no creativity in the team.
How quiet has Kudus looked, mate, in 2 games?
Yeah, because game,
nothing.
Mate, the thing is, right? If you're an opposition manager, all you have to do when you're playing against West Ham, crowd out Kudus, crowd out Jarrod Bowen. That's it.
And when we've got the ball, they're going to play it back to a good. You just crowd the wings out.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to knock it, try and cross the play. No one can cross the ball anyway. So why they try that? I don't know.
We are so easy to play against. We're so predictable. We're so bad at everything. We can't even defend anymore. We're supposed to be a defensive team. We can't even defend.
That's 9 goals, mate. 9 goals in 2 games, and we're supposed to be a resolute, hard defensive unit to break down.
Shocking, absolutely.
You can't blame Paqueta on that. I mean, you might blame Paqueta on. Well, not blame Paqueta, but you might. we miss Paqueta and in the attacking sense, but defensively,
I know, mate. That's it.
4 defensive midfielders in the team.
Even when Paqueta comes back in, and things like matches like today is going to smash the confidence out of the team as well. If it weren't already low, Paqueta coming back in ain't going to change that. Ain't one player coming in ain't going to change that. It's just insane. But the scariest thing is, and listen, I absolutely I want Moyes gone, but you have to blame the board as well for January. We weakened the squad to such a point where we just got smashed 6-0 going into the next game. How do you even change it?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, like you say, you're hoping Lucas is back, and then like you say, mate, with the luck that man can create some magic, and you're hoping. It's that thing. You'll probably agree with me, mate. The less you see of a player, the better they get. You're hoping that Mikel Antonio comes back in some sort of beast mode until the end of the season. And has one of these patches where he scores like 5 goals in 8 games.
Realistically, I mean, we're at a point now with our squad where realistically, the only changes we can make, we can bring Mavropanos in for a Gerd or Zuma. We can change the centre back. We can bring Phillips in.
Did Danny Ings come on? Because I sort of...
No, he didn't, mate.
But I wasn't really paying attention to it in the end.
No, we made 0 attacking substitutions. None. No attacking substitutions. Cornet could come in, but what's Cornet's motivation? He got denied a move away in January, and now he's sitting on the bench behind our reserve right back playing left wing.
The thing is, the last time he played and started, he scored. I don't get it. I'm not going to go through all the goals. I'll just quickly run over them. Obviously, Gabriel, Saliba, when it's Saliba first goal, we was trying to zonal marking. I thought it was a really soft goal, wasn't it, the first goal? And then we just capitulated. Absolutely capitulated after that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Aviolis pulled off a worldie against Trossard.
It was just like you say, mate, that first goal. And it was, and I can't stand him, but Paul Merson on commentary even said it. Like, Arsenal just overloaded the back post, and we had half of our defenders at the front post marking nobody.
We were zonal, weren't we? We was doing the zonal marking. We were
like, if you're going to do zonal marking, you need to be aware of what's happening. We had at least five players at the front post doing nothing, and they had about 6 players at the back post crowding out. Who was it? It was Alvarez and Agurd, I think. We had no chance. Awful defending, like you say. Then you had the Saka 45-yard ping over the top. Saka absolutely unchallenged, walks around the goalkeeper, penalty, scores. Then Declan Rice with his second assist of the game, free kick, comes in again, near post this time. Gabriel, Bosch unchallenged. No one anywhere near him making a challenge. The fourth goal, that was Trossard when it cut in. Bosch, top corner, again, completely unchallenged. And it just went on.
I don't know how people stayed at 4-0, mate. 4-0. I know. Listen, I respect all the people that stay for the 90 minutes, but God, there were some scenes, weren't there? Like that scene of the helicopter over the ground, and like, mate, good. I'd say a quarter of the ground, maybe even a third of the ground cleared out at half time.
Awful,
horrendous,
awful. And it's like you say, mate. I mean, I don't know how it gets better. I don't. We haven't got a squad anymore. We don't have a squad. We've got no squad. I'm wearing this shirt today. I was wearing a West Ham shirt during the game. After that game, I took it off. I put this on in respect to Pablo Fornals, who's already scored a wonderful goal on his debut.
Fantastic. I don't know if you heard about it, mate. On Twitter, you had the Moyes in faithful saying, "Oh, you won't get that much time in the Premier League."
Shut up.
I can't deal with the Moyes in people no more. I can't.
Disgusting.
Can't do it. Would you was there any positive at all, mate? Is there anything in that game? Is there? There's nothing.
No.
And all these people that sat there, and I'm talking pundits, not so much West Ham fans I'm digging out here, pundits. West Ham sitting 6th. They're still in Europe. Mate, we're going to be 10th in a couple of weeks. And if we get anyone that's like an AC Milan, a Liverpool, a Brighton, a Leverkusen, God forbid.
Forget it, mate. Forget it.
We're out. And last week, I got digged out massively on Twitter when we was losing 3-0 to Man United, I put on there, I can't do this no more. I had a little bit of a wobble. I was like, I can't do this no more. West Ham are definitely going to lose to Arsenal. And people going, oh, fans like you. Well, it came true, didn't it? It came true. But West Ham haven't won in 7 games. All this, we haven't lost in 5. Well, we ain't won in 7 now. It's ridiculous. Please, God, let that man go. Please, honestly, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, right, it's done, man. It's done. He'll go. The problem is he'll go at the end of the season. We'll flop out of the Europa League. We'll probably finish. Who knows? We'll probably finish around 12th. It'll be a nothing season, and anyone who comes in January still has the same problem. We need an entirely new squad. You know, in the summer you've got
Cresswell, Ogbonna,
Paquetá will be gone. Good luck trying to keep Kudus if we carry on in this trajectory. You know,
trying to even keep Bowen. I know Bowen signed a new contract, mate, but could you blame him? Could you blame him if he wanted to go? An aging defence like Zuma is starting to look,
mate. He's done. Zuma's
worse
done.
and worse every game, and I'm a massive fan of Big Zoo. But
the fact he got pulled at half time says it all, mate. His legs are gone. His legs are gone. Yeah. The man could I said this a couple of months ago. You watch him when he kicks the football. It looks like his leg's going to fall off.
Yeah,
literally.
His legs are weird. Like it looks like he's got broken legs.
Yeah,
he does.
He's done, and he's you know, it's a shame. Brilliant defender, but you know, we need so much. We need so much.
And a striker. We need a striker. If this ends Moyes, then it's a positive result. Bex may have gave us what he knows the fans want Moyes to go. Yeah, let's go on this, mate. What dirt has Souček got on Moyes? You know what I'm like with Souček, mate. I don't know whether you've been as vocal on video, but where do you stand with this man continuously getting picked? He does nothing in game. I'm sorry, he does nothing. One block today.
He don't know. I mean, you know, he runs around the midfield a bit, and he's there, you know, because we've got no striker. Our entire game plan is get the ball down the wing, try and win a corner. And whenever we do get the ball in the wing, it's his job to get into the box because we've got no one else to hit it to. He does nothing else. He does nothing. But at the same time, as much as Souček has done nothing recently, what's Ward-Prowse done?
Yeah, no, mate. I agree. I agree with that, mate. His corners have been shocking.
Those two in midfield together, we might as well literally not have a midfield. You know, and it's when Ward-Prowse first signed, you know, his first couple of games, he did really well, scored, assists, and you're thinking, oh, we've got a player here. But over the last couple of months, I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does apart from take, and he can't even take a free kick anymore.
Yeah, I like Alvarez. I do like Alvarez, but you know, it's that thing of you have to have a balanced midfield. You know, when Lucas is in there, he's the skilled, tricky man. But we haven't got a player with legs. You know, like you know when it used to be Tillemans, Madison, and Ndidi, that midfield for Leicester. Like we haven't got that ball carrier. There's no one who can pick it up and just run with a ball.
Yeah,
it's just awful. It's awful, absolutely awful. The only positive I can take is I wasn't at the stadium to watch it. Only reason I ain't on James Ward-Prowse's case is that Moyes moves him onto the left wing. In my opinion, I agree, no impact apart from a couple of pens. This has been coming all season, guys, so we shouldn't be surprised. We let in 6 and Arioli was our best player. Yeah, most of them goals weren't his fault, were they?
Let me ask you a question, right? Just talking about Ward-Prowse. What players I could think of maybe genuinely one player in Jarrod Bowen. What players have actually improved under David Moyes?
Could you say Emerson? Could you say that he was a big part player at Lyon and Chelsea, and he's probably our best player this year?
I'd say all right. I'd say if you want to argue Emerson, you could. There's an argument to be made there. Me personally, and I've said this many times, I've always rated him. Personally, I don't think Moyes has improved him. I think he's always been that player. I'm just
throwing it out there because he's having a good season.
I think that's fair. I think some people would say that, and I think that's fair. You could maybe say you could put a case forward for him. You can't say Paquetá because he was a star anyway. You can't.
I think Paquetá is so good that he plays. in spite of Moyes'
Yeah,
tactics. You know,
I agree.
He will just do something magical, and he doesn't really care because he knows he can't be dropped. Really,
I agree. You know,
because there'll be uproar.
What I can't. Maybe I'm missing someone, but I can't think of a single other player that's improved under David Moyes.
The only other one I could probably pick out, and it's this first phase of David Moyes, is Marko Arnautovic. That's the first era of David Moyes. I would say he turned Arnie from a winger into he was fantastic for us. Let's not deny it. He was brilliant for us, wasn't he, Arnie? But that's it. That's me being very, clutching straws there.
And even then, you could look and like, I mean, yeah, he did. You have to credit him for it, but to me, that's in the same way as like for a time, Gianfranco Zola made Colton Cole look world class.
He was. I can't believe you're the person who's saying that.
Hey, listen, I love Colton. Colton's my legend, mate. Colton's a hero, but he was crap. Let's be honest.
Yeah. We're not going too long today, guys. This is not a full podcast, more of a match reaction thing. But me and Paul might get together and do a little podcast next week. We'll definitely start getting more consistent loads going on. His birthday, my birthday. It's been really busy weekends recently. Souček is less mobile than a training mannequin. He must be known in the dressing room as the undroppable one.
John makes me laugh. I saw so many of the Moyes supporters, mate. When we signed Phillips, so many people, including me, said, "Doesn't matter. We signed Phillips. He won't drop Souček." And now all the Moyes supporters come out and say, "Oh, he will drop Souček. He will." That's happened.
I think it was all a little bit deluded, mate. We know what should play. But I don't know, David Moyes don't know. And if this don't sort of, again, there's not much you can do because the squad's so thin. But if this don't encourage him to do something, like even put a kid in, to do something.
That is the scariest thing, mate. We touched on it earlier. That's the scariest thing is how do you change it? How do you change it for the next game? What do you do? Do you bring Cornet in? Maybe. What? Yeah. Like there's nothing. There's nothing left. We've got no squad left. There's no way to change it.
No. Yeah. Like I say, really, really poor result. Let's just touch on what your thoughts were of the transfer window then, mate, because I know you said like we've been left really thin. What do you make of the Phillips one? What do you make of that?
Waste of time. And listen, if we were signing him on loan first, right? If we were signing him on loan with an option to buy, which I don't think there is, at the end of the season, I could maybe understand it. But what's the point in loaning a player who's barely kicked a ball for 18 months? If you're loaning a player to come in January, you want someone who's going to hit the ground running. Surely that's that's the point of loaning a player. Surely that's the point, so that they can come in and make an impact straight away. They can hit the ground running. He barely kicked a ball for 18 months. It's going to be how long before he's up to match sharpness? Although in this team,
someone made a good point on the radio actually about him, saying that when you're playing for England, you're not really playing against any sort of major opposition, really. England, you can just pass it about, be quite relaxed in your play. Where West Ham, you're in there, you've got to be, ready in there, defending, be able to move the ball quick.
Said again, it was today. I can't remember. I don't know what one of the pundits it was, whether it was Merson or what's his face? Name's gone. Smith. Anyway, but they said it as well. When you're playing for Manchester City, you've got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
But you come to West Ham, all of a sudden you're being pressed and players are jumping on you straight away as soon as you get the ball. You ain't got that time anymore.
No.
But I don't feel like
him as a player. I do like him.
I like him as a player.
It's not his fault.
But if we're talking about this window specifically, I don't see the point of the signing. I think it was stupid. We've got so many central midfielders anyway. We needed so much more.
We needed a left winger. We needed Ibrahim Osman.
Yeah, we were desperate for a left side, for a left winger. Really needed a striker. We need a left back. You could argue we need a right back. We did nothing. Nothing.
What do you make of it? Because I think, sure, it was you that theoried it, mate. It was your theory that, is it a case of they've sort of done this on purpose? The board have potentially done this on purpose to make his job more harder than it needed to be. Not that he's a good manager and would have done anything anyway, But it's like, we're not going to waste the money on you. Wait till whoever it is going to come in the summer and he gets all the money.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see any other explanation other than they were holding back the funds because they knew you weren't going to be here in 6 months. I can't think of any
And
other
that's why they've
reason.
given the loan. It's like, yeah, you can have the loan.
You know, that's the only possible reason I could think is they know they're not going to renew him. But that annoys me as well. You know, if you're at that point, just sack him.
Yeah,
just sack
well,
him.
The problem is, mate, we know that, you know, with Sullivan, he's too worried about what's said in TalkSport and stuff like that. That if he sacked him, and you know this new manager went out in Europe and the league fell off, it falls back on him. At the moment, he probably loves it because Moyes is the one who's getting it. We're not really focusing our energy on him, are we? Which it is him. It is him. What about because it's sort of like a mini podcast because we've only got half hour. What about the Tim Steeden stuff, mate? You know, linked to Liverpool. I don't think he is going to go. I really don't. You know, he's put his brother in there. He's put his scouts in place. I think they would have, you know, asked him the questions. You know, Tim, listen, are you going to hang about or whatever?
Depends, doesn't it? I mean, it looks absolutely nailed on that Xabi Alonso will be going to Liverpool in the summer. I can see him going as well. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he?
I think he walks if he doesn't get an input into picking the next manager, or if David Moyes, God forbid, signs a new contract and it doesn't say in it that Tim has full control and you are just you said it, didn't you, a couple of weeks ago, that you're not you're player coach now, so you're coach, you're not manager. I think he walks then. I think
I mean that was
could be the push.
That was saying I did read that the reason the contract hasn't been signed is because the contract we offered him, David Moyes, was as head coach, not manager. So basically, he's in charge of what happens on the pitch, which, to be honest, I still don't know why we'd want to give him that control because it's awful on the pitch. But he controls what's on the pitch, and everything else behind the scenes is down to, you know, Steeden, Noble, whoever. And apparently Moyes wants full control, so that's why he hasn't signed the contract. But I like I say, if Alonso goes Liverpool in the summer, which I reckon is now done, I could see him going. I could see him going with him. I hope not.
No, I hope not as well, mate. You know, I'd like to see what sort of project he's gonna, you know, develop at West Ham. He come out, you know, sort of punching the other day, Tim Steeden, saying, you know, you know, Alvarez is probably West Ham's key player at the moment, and you know, if when he's not there, it sort of breaks down. That came out as looked like a punchy comment towards look, I do know what I'm doing, sort of thing. I don't know. A couple of names have come up. Pablo Fonseca, his name keeps coming up. Michael Carrick's name keeps coming up at Middlesbrough. I tell you, I wouldn't mind, mate. I wouldn't mind Gary O'Neill. I'll be honest with you. I think Gary O'Neill would do a fantastic job for us. It's not a sexy manager, as it were, but I think he's proved he can do a good job. And I think, what about you?
Yeah, I like what I've seen from him. You know, he's would I be against giving him a try? He wouldn't be the first name on my list.
No. But if he
was be against it,
brought in, I wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't be downhearted. I'd be like, yeah, okay, you know, he's got the West Ham ties, probably still quite tight with Mark Noble and stuff. He did play with Mark. So, yeah. I don't know, it's hard, but it's hard. There was a big poll this week, mate, about, obviously, you know, you live in Belfast, you ain't got your season ticket and stuff like that, and it's a little bit harder for you to answer this question. But if you did have a season ticket, would you be considering not renewing if David Moyes was given a 2-year contract? Is it something that would cross your mind?
Yeah, it's a really, really, really difficult one because
you support the team, not Dave.
It's not even that, mate. It's not even that. Like, hypothetical situation for me. But if Moyes was renewing, absolutely, I would be saying I don't want to go and watch that crap. But at the same time, I understand fans don't want to give up their ticket because then you're on a waiting list again. If you do, like when Moyes goes, because he's not there forever, then you're fighting to try and get the ticket back again. So I understand. Yeah. I understand fans that,
you know, and there is a talk of, you know, the rough with the smooth. You know, you have to ride the rough to be able to be given the amazing thing that we got last May. You know, it's hard one. It is hard one. I said, you know, If you wouldn't have come over at Christmas, mate, for the Man United game, I had no intention of going another West Ham game until David Moyes was out of that team. That doesn't make me a bad fan. You know, like me and you, mate, we watch every single game. Whether you're watching it in the ground or you're watching it at home, I still, 2-3 hours of my life every weekend is taken up watching absolute dross football and, and destroying my weekends at the minute. It doesn't make you more of a fan or less of a fan if you go or not. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to quickly go through some of these comments, mate. Enough is enough. What if he picks the same team next week?
He will. Who else is he going to pick?
He will. I don't think we can pick out individuals for this performance. It's all down to Moyes. It's a total joke. Yeah. Is there any credit in the Man United game, mate? Because there was a lot of talk after the game that we played well. Was there anything for you there?
I'll be perfectly honest, mate. I saw loads of comments of people saying we played well against Man United. I must have been watching a different game.
We had chances.
I must have been watching a different game. I thought we were crap. Yeah. I thought we were exactly the same as we always were. What were we doing? What were we trying to do? The only difference was Man United actually let us have the ball. So we were able to get down the wing and get crosses into nobody. We were able to get down the wing and win corners that we did nothing with. I saw all the praise for it. I thought, what are you talking about? To me, we didn't play well at all. The only difference was they let us have the ball and we did absolutely nothing with it.
Well, it was a bit like that today, wasn't it? When Arsenal let us have the ball for a little period just before their goal, we didn't know what to do. We did not have a Scooby-Doo. Right, last few comments, I'm going to wrap it up. On his Q&A, Moyes said players need to be 21 to be picked for his first team to start with. Says it all.
Can I just ask, because we obviously jumped on here. I haven't seen Moyes' post-match interview. I don't even know if he did one. If he did one, what did he say? Let us know.
Yeah, anyone got that?
What did he actually say?
70 odd people watching. Hit the like button, guys, for us. It really helps us out. This is why Moyes was desperate to get a new contract when we were 6. Yeah, I agree with that, mate. I think he was pushing the agenda because it looked good. Knowing that we probably would fall off. Not a single player tried today. Bowen ran, but there was not one player who could have said they're putting real effort. The thing with Bowen, you said it in the game, mate. You got Gabriel and Saliba, 2 of the best centre halves in the Premier League, and you're trying to ping the ball up to him. He's not going to stick. Don't need him. Phillips had all the time in the world at Man City, sitting on the bench. January window has killed us, as it always does. We have a 0 attacking force. I believe it's sabotage. 0 out of 10 for effort today. Didn't even come close. Do they want Moyes to walk and then blame the fans? Potentially. They did it with a Pellegrini, didn't they? Hughes wanted Pellegrini. Hughes wanted him. No, we didn't. None of us wanted Pellegrini, but we just,
Even then, you have to say, I don't want to get into this debate again, but after he left West Ham, Pellegrini has done well. He's still doing well. So,
he is a better. We were a couple of signings away from being in a good position. Now we looked done. Hold back the money, but isn't that why we have Steiden? He is one supposed to be finding the players, but it's good.
Yeah, you'd think so, mate. But I think the problem is, and I agree.
Moyes that's last say on it.
Yeah, Moyes as like you say, Moyes has sign off. So if Steeden says, "I want this player," and Moyes just goes, "Nah, don't want him."
Yeah, or what if we difficult.
Or what if we do buy him and then Moyes just don't play him?
Yeah, no, exactly it. So there may have been. I'm hoping there's been a conversation between Steiden, Sullivan, Mark, and they've gone, look, let's just hold the money. Listen, let's keep it back, and then you can have full reign in the summer. Let's bloody hope so. The players think they should. I can't even read that. Sorry, my eyes can't read it. If Moyes gets a new contract, Steeden and co will be off. Surely Mark's got some say in it as well. Surely Mark, as a West Ham fan, knows, got a bit of say on that board. Ruben Almiron at Sporting, but yes to O'Neill over Moyes all day long. No world-class manager will put up with our owners, and we wouldn't pay what's required. Not going back till he has gone. Never done that since 1970. Wow. A few more comments. Yeah, Man United didn't press us at all. Moyes can't change anything. Midfield's embarrassing. We played well in the first half at Old Trafford, but then it got poor. I was Moyes' biggest fan till now, but this is beyond the joke. I've not even seen a calendar year. Can't wait this long. Blah 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 blah. I can't read all of them, guys. Just seeing if there's any questions in there. I was just going to put one up, Johnny, because you took the time to put something up. There we go. We stand off 4 yards. Why? Any questions, guys? Just any last little questions? Apparently, steering off on Moyes 8 players and he couldn't get it. Moyes only had Phillips. His pick must be. We have been crying to get rid of Moyes ball for years. This is killing West Ham. Get him out. And I think that is it for now. What's this say? What are we doing playing Johnson on the left and Caduce on the right? I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. Yeah, that's it really, mate. Just one more little thing, the shirt you're wearing, mate. Is there any words of the memory? Let's do the 3 we got rid of and what their legacy is before we wrap it up. So Kera left early on in the window. Mistake or not for you?
I would have kept him. Especially when you see the state of our defence at the minute. I would have kept him, but I understand why he wanted to leave. He wanted to play football. His legacy, he hasn't really got one at West Ham, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Won the cup.
Won the cup. His stuff at the parade. On the bus. Yeah, exactly. His stuff at the parade will be remembered for that. Yeah, good luck to him. It's a shame it didn't work out. I would have liked to have seen more of him.
Ben Rama?
Benny,
I think it was time to go.
It was time to go. I've never particularly rated him, as you'll know if you've watched us for any amount of time. But I tell you what, mate, I would have loved to have seen him on the pitch today. Would have loved to have seen him on the pitch today. But it was time to go. Again, it's another one. Wanted to go and play football. Let's be honest, Moyes never liked Ben Rama. Never liked him. No. Never really gave him a fair chance, I don't think.
I don't think he liked the next man we're going to talk about either, mate. Fornells. Fornells was a Pellegrini signing. Came in as a supposedly tricky winger, like we see in the better game the other night.
Under 21 captain when we signed him.
Yeah. Listen, he hadn't been good for a while. I think some of that is down to Moyes. Yeah, I'm glad he's gone for himself, but I have to say that video sort of like nearly broke me a little bit, because he's a big fanboy,
Yeah, listen, he's a player that he got West Ham, he got the fans, he got the club, he got what we were all about. I don't think anyone can ever say he didn't give 100% on the pitch, Pablo Fornells. And yeah, he hasn't. His performances did drop off. To be honest, I think a lot of that was to do. He was never the same after he had his kid, and I think family life, going back to Spain, has probably helped him. I think that was an issue, but also we absolutely ruined him playing him as an auxiliary left back. He was playing left wing back for so long under David Moyes.
Defensive winger, a new position that Moyes invented.
And it's just not what he is. Not what he is. You see it, he goes to Petit, and wow, what an impact he's had already. Get him in the attacking part of the pitch. Lovely feet. Your little step over. You ever see him do that with Sam?
Ball, mate. Me and you used to say he was one of our best passers in the team. Loads of his assists were fantastic passes.
We ruined him. And I mean, his legacy, massive part of the cup run,
semi-final goal,
the goal at Alkmaar.
We remember for that.
The goal at Alkmaar. The scenes from that. Yeah, fantastic player, and I really wish him well. I'll be keeping an eye out for him. I will.
Yeah, mate. And he did say as well in his first proper interview over there, he goes that I don't see me ever playing for another English club apart from if I ever come back to West Ham. Letting Kera go, big mistake. Not a Moyes want. Pablo gone, big mistake. Not Moyes signing. Belly truly Moyes. And not his pick. Moyes, that is what is in common here. None were Moyes signings. Sorry, Fornells got a great goal. Happy for him. And in football teams, Fornells will look like Iniesta. Yeah, mate, I agree.
That's the player he was supposed to be when we signed him. And then,
exactly. Because Hollah won it. I think that was what he was compared to you know, when he was 22, you know, left foot, right foot, and just very, you know, short stature. But yeah, under Moyes, you know, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to be tricky and skillful unless you're a £55 million Brazilian number 10 who don't really
care anyway. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Just, you know, a little summary of the game and just a little recap because me and Paul hadn't been on for a while. Listen, I can't quote D Ream this week because I don't think things will get better, mate. I think we're going to go for a really horrible, you know, slow death of David Moyes' tenure at West Ham now. I think we're going to, you know, sack out of Europe. We might get through one round of Europe. You know, we might get a lucky draw in the first round. I think it's the end of the month. Or it might be 2 weeks, I think the draw is. But if we come up against Leverkusen, Liverpool, anyone like that, it's night. And yeah, good night to European football and probably good night to David Moyes as well. Anyway, guys, before you go, hit that like button here. If you're new, please subscribe. It'd be nice for us to hit 5k. Yeah, that's it, mate. Anything else? Or are you done?
I am definitely done.
Come on, you Irons. Keep believing that David Moyes will go. Let's go.
Cheers.